In the mid-15th century there was an old French word, eschet. The word was used in feudal law. The term meant the revision of property to the state or to a lord on the owner's dying without legal heirs. Then, later in the 16th century, it became thieves' jargon to mean a stolen thing. As most modern language, it evolved over the years to the more modern interpretation of a swindler or a person that cheats. If you check out the dictionary definition today, you'll get this. Cheater, a person who acts dishonestly in order to gain an advantage. Or apparently the informal word for a pair of glasses or sunglasses. Go to bed, dictionary. You clearly need it. So that's where our story starts. The date was Monday, 20th of July, 2020. It was just another day of playing games. Me and my friends had queued up for a game of Valorant to shoot some dudes, plant some spikes, and just have a grand old time. That's when this story's antagonist enters the scene. From this moment on, he'll be referred to as Brimstone. I refuse to give any ounce of fame, or in this case, infamy, to someone who cheats at a video game. This video is purely documentational. This was an isolated incident, and despite what some players have been saying online, this is legitimately the first time I have run into a cheater while playing Valorant. Now listen, I know I just called a guy a cheater in the first minute and a half. Now I'm a big proponent of innocent until proven guilty. There will always be a player who is better than me, just like I will always be better than some other players. That's the nature of competition. No one ever rises to the top and stays there until the end of time. I just wanted to share the evidence, discuss theories, and hopefully better inform someone so that if they run into someone suspicious, they can make a more knowledgeable decision on if the guy is cheating or not. Now, I just wanted to point out that I am only grouped up with 2 of the players in this game with me. I wanted to mention this because we clearly aren't hyper-coordinated and we push the Brimstone one at a time. This gives them the chance to peek us individually and pull off the ace. Now I know that in high level plays, if you give players space to work with, this can happen, but the nature in which he peeks us is fairly odd. Notice how I walk onto the site and he still manages to know exactly where I am. Not only that, but he's clearly low after all of the engagements and still wide swings to kill the very last player. That led me to this conclusion. You know, I don't call cheats a lot, boys, but I suspect he might be cheating.
Super annoying to kill.
I know one good round of play in and of itself isn't odd. However, if you look back at the first 2 rounds of the game, he runs down mid with his back to me. Me and the team would later conclude that this was some sort of anti-kill thing he was doing. He would purposely turn his back on us so that he wouldn't instantly kill us when peeking angles that his team had seen us at. The second engagement I had with him wasn't entirely unusual, but I'm in a semi-off angle and the Brimstone stops when he knows he's going to be in my line of sight, and he wasn't quiet about his movement at all. These things, when taken at face value, don't indicate cheats. However, when you put them all together, it does start to paint a picture of what this guy may or may not be using to his advantage. So it'd been a few rounds and me and the Brimstone hadn't seen each other. It happens in games sometimes, you don't always see the same players at the same time. However, in this particular round that I'm about to show you, me and my teammates had managed to take B site and we were planting the bomb. I was holding heaven in what I would call an off angle. Now don't get me wrong, in high level play, people will be pre-aiming this angle as they peek out of heaven. However, watch closely at what happens. I'm even going to freeze frame it for you so that we can talk about this. The Brimstone is pre-firing my head, but the ledge that his bullets hit isn't penetrable, thus causing the sparks. Now don't get me wrong, people pre-fire angles fairly regularly. However, I don't think this would be an angle that I would ever pre-fire. Have you ever said that you've pre-fired this? I'm stood in the middle of nowhere, and this guy is already firing at where I am. That's kinda suspicious to me. Unfortunately, because there isn't a replay system in this game yet, I do have to take everything from my POV that is stolen from my live stream. I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 o'clock if you want to come in, drop by. Anyway, however, I was lucky enough to catch him doing strange things to some of my teammates on occasions. So the Omen on my team throws down a smoke and teleports behind it. Not unregular at all. The sound cue is often something that I would use to counter an Omen player like this. However, if you notice, the Omen has actually already moved 3 or 4 feet in front of himself, so he's in a completely different position than when he teleported. And the Brimstone has to move, so I suspect that he probably doesn't know exactly where he is. Yeah, he's gonna know that he's somewhere there. But the fact that he just instantly kills him with a headshot through the smoke without actually seeing him, that's a bit dodgy to me.
Bro.
Headshot you to the smoke, bro. Didn't even know you were there. Did you say that?
Bro.
Little bit of on-the-fly analysation for you there. Good job past me. In this last clip, I was pretty sure that he was cheating at this point. It was right near the end of the game. There was only a couple of rounds of this atrocity left to play anyway. So I started trying to see if I could make this guy do crazy stuff, really. So I was giving him extra hard shots. We all were, in fact. We were throwing down smokes in stupid places and hiding in them. And we were standing in the middle of nowhere trying to see if we could bait him into hitting us through walls or whatever. This is pretty much the one that, for me, sinks the nail in the coffin. I don't know anyone who could hit a headshot this quickly on this quick of a moving target like it was nothing, pretty much. I don't know if you've noticed as well, but in most of the previous clips, every single time this guy gets a kill, it was a headshot, bar a couple of occasions. Not only that, but something else to mention is the fact that when I'm showing you these clips and I am usually the final kill because I'm the one who's recording it, he's killed the rest of my team already with headshots, through walls, through smokes, in other dodgy situations. I'm literally just showing you a selection of highlights here. If people are interested, I might consider uploading the entire game somewhere for people to watch the full thing unedited from my perspective. I'm only going to do that if people are really interested because the entire game was about 30 minutes long. Let me know down in the comments below if you think that this guy was cheating based on the evidence that I've provided and my analysation of the game. I do stream every Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday from 7 o'clock if you want to drop by and say hello. Let me know if you think I was just being salty in my Twitch chat. You can come and take the fun out of my hair, you know, whatever. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Peace.